Hi guys, thank you for watching Vintage Newscast. Today's movie review is an old childhood movie called Gamera, the Invincible, released in 1965. Now, most of the current generation probably would not be familiar with Gamera or many of the other 60s and 70s monsters that came out of Japan. I would say both Gamera and Godzilla was the biggest monster phenomenon between the 60s and the 70s. Probably still is to some extent, at least here in the United States. I remember watching many of them on Channel 9, and I think they moved over to Channel 11, PIX in New York City. One strange thing that used to happen, I never found out why, is that each and every Thanksgiving without fail, all the Godzilla movies and a couple of Gamera movies would be played on Thanksgiving. I just thought that was hilarious. I'm like, what does that mean? Excuse me, it's hot in here. Whew. All right. Well, out of all of the Gamera monsters, my most favorite, I gotta say, is Gamera. Godzilla too, but like the older Godzilla, because the last couple of Godzillas they made was so hideous, and they really spoiled the image I had of the old Godzilla. And also, it's ironic how the fact that Gamera was the only monster that came out of Japan that had a special connection with children. I never realized that until like many Gameras later. One thing that really confused me about the whole Gamera saga was that in some movies he is a scary beast that comes to wreak havoc on Japan and destroy, everything. Then in other movies he's this gentle monster who comes to save the world. Sometimes he's a space alien, comes from outer space. Sometimes he's magical or something. Still having that child connection. Only children can appear to contact him. Not sure why was that, but I just thought it was interesting. So
quick, get out of here! Are you insane? Clear the bridge! Abandon ship! Forget the hell! Get out of here! Hurry! Saki, keep going! Hurry!
Two other things that used to puzzle me about the whole Gamera thing, which I also found kind of hilarious at the same time, was that you know how Gamera has this thing where he can shoot fire from the 5 holes, where his 2 legs, arms and head, goes into. Well, he uses the fire to propel himself off the ground so he can fly. And kind of like the way a rocket, would go up in the sky, with the fire and everything. Same principle. So the first thing I found that was really, really hilarious is that when Gamera starts to fly, he spins around so fast, like super, super, super fast. Then when he reaches his destination, he lands, right? And each and every time he does this, it appears that he never seems to lose his equilibrium and or never seems to lose his sense of direction. I'm like, he's spinning around at a rapid pace, you know, all over Japan. And I'm like saying to myself, this can't be right. He never gets dizzy. You know, I thought that was so hilarious. The second thing was that I found hilarious. Actually, it was in this particular scene that I'm going to show you right now. When Gamera, there was a scene where Gamera fell on his back, and he couldn't, you know, he couldn't get up, so he was totally, you know, upside down. So he pulls in his arms and legs and head and shoots out his booster rockets. He actually starts to fly upside down. You know, he pulls his hands and everything, starts spinning around, and once again he never loses his equilibrium and never loses his sense of direction. I thought that was really funny as a kid, because as a kid I used to pretend I was Gamera all the time, and I would spin around, and I couldn't continue spinning for a minute before I would fall down with like some serious vertigo, you know. So I'm like, you know, if I can't do it, how could Gamera do it, you know? Anyway.
He's putting his legs and head back in his shell. He knows his leg. That's what you call turning turtle. An amazing adaptation.
For this movie being a 60s movie, there was a scene in this movie that actually seemed very realistic to me. In this clip, two opposing American scientists on a New York City TV show, I think, was discussing the possibility that Gamera existed. So it was pretty funny because, you know, it really made me think, if Gamera really was real, you know, you can see people really acting like this. It was really funny. Take a look.
Saucers, along with 200-feet turtles that survive atomic bomb explosions. Of course, we all know there really is a Santa Claus. Oh, Dr. Contraire, every time you bray, you make a bigger jackass of yourself.
Jules, please, we're on the air.
Mr. Standish, I demand an apology. I've devoted my life to science.
Gentlemen,
You'll get no apology from me, Contraire. I prefer to expose
You have no scholarships to back your arguments. You have no arguments, only invective. Read Virgil's Laocoon. Read Paradise Lost.
The ravings of a lunatic.
Read of the Pyrites, the fire without and the frost within. Read, you ignorant ape. Read what intelligent men have written for thousands of years.
What did he call me?
Jules, please.
He called me an ape?
Gentlemen.
Not merely ape.
Quiet. Please
Ignorant
remember that
ape.
we're on...
Why, you?
Remember that we're
Call
on
me.
the
How
air.
dare you
Will you,
call me an
gentlemen?
ape? Where'd you get your diploma? Made in Japan?
Ladies and
That's
gentlemen,
it.
I'm
Oh, you're going to
afraid
give
that
me
we
one.
run out of
What do you
time.
want, an advanced man?
I hope you'll be with us
Something
again
for the
next
circus or
week for
something?
another
What do you
heated
expect to
discussion.
make out of this? I'd like
can't
to
tell
see
you who
who
the guest will be.
I give this movie a 3.5. It wasn't the best Gamera movie of all time, but it was watchable just for the nostalgia. This movie is in the public domain, and I will offer a link below so you can download it for free. And don't forget to stop by my blog, VintageNewscast.com. And thanks for watching. Bye.